I remember being on vacation, and it was the only time that I ever heard my parents say, "Did you lock the door?" I grew up in a town where you didn't lock the door. Nobody locked the door when we left. We didn't have to have a key. We never even put one under the mat. Or when you came in, the door was open. It's just the way we did it. Now you can't. Now you have to guard your itinerary. I mean, now you have to guard your email messages. I mean, it's crazy what's happening. Watch yourself with LifeLock. You can watch all day, but you need somebody else to watch all of your identity. People are trying to sell your information. They offer real protection at LifeLock that works help stop identity theft before it happens. Nobody does it better for my money. In fact, no one else even comes close. Call 1-800-440-4936 and save 10% off your LifeLock membership just by mentioning the promo code BECK. That's Beck at 1-800-440-4936. It's LifeLock.
888 Glenn Beck.
888-727-BECK. Saturday, I had to speak in Washington Saturday morning, and then I went to the Lincoln Memorial. I got to tell you, I don't know what the hell was wrong with me when I said, let's do 828. Jeez, what was wrong with me?
Just seemed so overwhelming. That area is huge.
So overwhelming.
Huge.
It will take a miracle for this to happen. I stood there on the step that Martin Luther King delivered the I Have a Dream speech, and it is going to be the anniversary of that speech on August 28. And I looked out all the way to the Washington Monument, and I don't know, because it's really only us that is promoting this, and it's not going to be something. There's no Tea Party Express. There's no, this is not a Tea Party. This is about restoring honor, and I looked at it, and I understand the gravity of it. It honestly has been keeping me awake for about 6 months on what is it I'm going to say. While I don't know the words, I know where this is headed, and I want you to bring your son and daughter. I want you to bring your grandchildren. This is going to be a moment. There is a revival going on in America of our values, our principles, of our God, of the truth, really. That's all it is a revival of the truth. And be there. And I ask you, I implore you to do the hard work. There's no network here. There's nothing. We don't have it's not SEIU's not busing people in. We don't have, it's the NAACP is not, Louis Farrakhan is not, Rainbow Coalition. They're not doing anything, obviously. It's just asking individuals to come. And I promise you, you will never, ever forget it. I promise you, it will be worth your time. You want to be there. It is going to be historic. I feel it coming. It is a pivot point. I can feel it coming. And I think the opposition can feel it as well. Here's from Media Matters today. Beck pushes distorted view of George Washington's Christianity to number 1. How does a book become a bestseller? It's a question I often ask myself, writes Media Matters, for a variety of reasons. But now here's the question that's even more baffling. How does a 4-year-old tome by a little-known leader of a Glenside, PA seminar published by a small unknown outfit dealing with religious beliefs of a figure who has been dead for 2 centuries, coming in at a staggering 3.2 pounds in paperback, 1,208 pages, become a number 1 best-selling book? Ahead of Stieg Larsson and Stephanie Myers, among others. If you don't know the answer by now, then you haven't been paying attention. A simple 2-word explanation. Glenn Beck. Peter Lil Beck is currently the president of Westminster Theological Seminar in Glenside, Pennsylvania. He was the pastor of Proclamation Presbyterian Church in Bryn Mawr. In addition to his writings on George Washington and his belief that America's founders didn't intend for a separation of church and state, Lil Beck, though not a household name in the Philadelphia region, has made news here in the past for his involvement in a website aiming to debunk the Da Vinci Code. It's a fiction novel. It's a fiction novel. As well as showing his parishioners the controversial 2004 pre-election video on the faith of George W. Bush. Also, he's a signer of the anti-gay, anti-abortion Manhattan Declaration.
Oh, no.
Beck, as noted here in the past, has been on a jihad since earlier this year to convert his followers and the rest of America to this mostly discredited idea that the founding fathers weren't just your garden-variety, church-going late 18th century types, ranging from a few born-again Christians to a lot of deists and some barely believers, but rather intended this nation be built upon a bedrock of Christianity, like the works of Texas textbook tainter David Barton, whose revisionist pseudo-history is featured in Beck's American Revival Tour. Lil Beck's book on the first president reinvents Washington as a fiery Christian in praising George Washington's sacred fire, yada, 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 yada. But that's not the picture of Washington that emerges from history. In fact, he comes off in most accounts as a comparable figure to modern presidents like Bill Clinton or Barack Obama, that wanted Americans to live a higher moral purpose that often stems from religion, but at the end of the day, he was a political figure and not a religious one. Some relevant facts about Washington religion: he never spoke about Jesus, yada, yada, yada. They go on to say that basically he is just a politician, Washington was. That we are entering now a narrow-minded culture war. That's why people need to keep fighting the Becks and other ministers of misinformation for the kind of America the Founding Fathers did want, where all kinds of beliefs, including non-Christian beliefs, even atheism, are created equal. Yes, that is true. They wanted all beliefs to be created equal. But why must you destroy their belief? Why must you make them an atheist or a deist to say they want everything equal? Because you must demonize Christians. That's why. You can't handle, these people cannot handle the fact that Samuel Adams said, "I'm no bigot. I'll pray with any man." Yet he was profoundly Christian. They can't handle the fact that these Christians went into courts and fought for other faith and their rights. They can't handle it. They don't understand it. They don't want to understand it. These people want the faith of the former Soviet Union. Atheism, nihilism. God is dead. God is not dead. And he is watching and actively involved. There's only one side that will remain standing, and I think I'm going to go with the God side.